Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net, your choice for the conservative voice. Today, our founder, Jack Roeser, and myself have Deb and Tim Kraulidis, and during the break, we were talking about schools and the IEA and how much, and pensions.
Now
and
you're getting my temper up.
unsubstantiated
Here he goes.
Uh-oh.
Let us have it, Jack. Let us have it.
Yeah. Well, this guy, Bill Zettler, you know, for 15 years we've been putting the salaries of the bad executors of our school system in the K-12 thing, run by the IEA. It's not the teachers union, it's the Illinois Education Association. It's the Illinois division of the National Extortion Association, as called by Forbes in here, National Extortion, NEA. That's 20 years ago. But $16,000 a year, that's an awful lot of money. I've been working over 15 years with St. Elizabeth's. It's a small school, been there over 70 years. It's entirely black and in a very tough neighborhood. They do a terrific job educating these kids. The kids in St. Elizabeth's will graduate from that school, and they'll know how to read and do arithmetic. They'll go through high school. They'll graduate from high school. When the kids from that school, it's a terrible neighborhood. Kids, if anybody monkeys with those kids going home, the street gangs will take over and defend the kids. The street gangs are smart. They've been screwed over by the lousy Chicago schools that give a lousy education at $16,000, while St. Elizabeth is giving them a good education for $4,500. Less than a third of what the Chicago schools, lousy schools, that only about half the kids that start high school will graduate, and when they do, they're at the 6th grade level. This kind of a system stinks. Right. And these changes at the head of the Chicago Teachers Union and others that are making the Stand for Children people that got $3 million and thought they were giving us reform. What a bunch of baloney. There hasn't been any reform of education. Right. They're just going merrily down the road, spending $16,000 for kids with fantastic pensions that have broken the budget of the state of Illinois. We're at least $80 billion in the hole, a debt that can never be paid on the pensions for the good and bad teachers of Illinois. For years, I've been saying half of the teachers in the K-12 system are saints working in a badly managed system, and the other half have retired while still on the payroll. I never found a teacher to object to that description. We're lucky there are so many people that are teachers that have internal integrity and are doing the best they can in a real stinking lousy system.
The teachers are going to get bilked out of their pensions because the pension system is
everything the K-12 system touches costs too much money. I live in Barrington. For some reason, they bought a crummy building that was never really much good, and they renovated it for early childhood education. I don't know why that's really necessary in Barrington, because they've got enough money to take care of their kids. And but that works out to some $11 million for that building, which works out to $308 a square foot for it. I can build them a better building any day for $120 a square foot.
Well, I think you made a point, Jack, earlier that it's not about the children anymore, it's more about the union, and it's systemic because you see it in progressive policies. You saw it when President Obama from Illinois turns around, he goes to Washington, D.C., one of the first things he does, he cuts the voucher systems for minority and poor kids to go to private schools where they were succeeding. Right. So you tell me that he was in the best interest of those children or the unions?
He's in the best interest of preserving the memory of Marx and Lenin. Well, he really is. Listen, what we've got in this country already, and it's why the Tea Party system is growing all over the place, is that we've got socialism with the death of the 10,000 cuts, of the regulations of everything you want to do in business or life. When now they've screwed up our schools something awful. the people who run the school system, in Russia they call that kind apparatchiks. When I look at some official that's bothering me in my business, we've renovated 350,000 square feet of 100-year-old buildings here in Carpentersville and made it a beautiful thing just to get a better entrance to Carpentersville. But the hurdle we've gone through, whenever I see somebody on the public payroll, I look at them and I say to myself, and to you now in the air, you son of a gun, I'm paying your salary for you to torture me with a bunch of stinking regulations.
Good point.
I said to the they gave us an award for fixing up all this stuff. And I wound up saying to the village board, it occurred to me that these 100-year-old buildings that are so beautiful, you're actually giving us an award for having fixed up all this stuff and done other homes in Carpentersville. I said, but what occurs to me is that the guys that built these buildings 100 years ago that are still standing, these damn fools were only following their personal inclinations, and they didn't have the help of the Boca building code that you've been torturing us with.
Yeah, bureaucrats.
Well, keep in mind that the whole thing comes down to dependency. Americans have been dependent on public education, so they've been able to grow the bureaucracy as much as they've wanted to. They have glutted it. Even in the case of recessions and when the economy's been bad, we've seen education, especially at the higher level of education, continue to grow, continue to bloat itself.
Yep.
It's all about dependency.
Our kids are not getting a better education.
And we have to combat everything they're teaching them.
Oh, no
in
kidding.
The green
because it's
message,
indoctrination. And the
everything.
green message. I mean, I can't tell you some of the books. I couldn't name them on the air.
So I think too, in the Tea Party, we keep telling everyone we've got to change the next generation.